Indiana Fever did finish the WNBA preseason undefeated.
The Indiana Fever wrapped up their preseason with a flawless 3-0 record. And they didn't do it quietly. From Caitlin Clark launching bombs from beyond the arc to Lexi Hull turning into a fourth-quarter assassin, this team has already given fans plenty to talk about. But behind those 3 wins were real moments of tension, uncertainty, and surprise. Let's break it all down. Just hours before their final preseason game against the Atlanta Dream, the Fever's perfect run looked like it might hit a wall. Caitlin Clark, the star, the engine, the headline, almost didn't play. Less than a day before tip-off, Clark collided with a practice player during a drill, aggravating the same leg that had already been strained. Panic swept through Fever fans as they anxiously refreshed their feeds. Was Clark out? Would this affect the regular season? The injury scare felt like a gut punch. Photos of her with an ice pack started circulating online. The undefeated record suddenly seemed a lot less important. Then came a collective sigh of relief. Clark was cleared to play. Not only that, she'd be starting. And when the game began, she wasted no time making her presence known. She drained threes like she was still at Iowa, including one from near the logo that made defenders look completely lost. As Sports Illustrated's Robin Lundberg put it, she is shooting the deep ones like they are nothing. Clark finished with 13 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds in just 23 minutes. Solid numbers, especially considering the injury scare just a day earlier. But Clark wasn't the only storyline. In fact, when the fourth quarter rolled around, the spotlight shifted to someone unexpected: Lexi Hull. Hull had already been building momentum this preseason, but this game, she turned it up a notch. With the Fever clinging to a narrow lead, Hull stepped up. Her drives were fearless, her defense disruptive. She split defenders like they were standing still and hit mid-range shots with ice in her veins. On one play, she pushed straight through 2 defenders and finished strong at the rim. Drawing a foul, you could feel the energy shift. Coach Stephanie White later said it best: "When you accept your role as Lexi does, you can't let it put you in a box." Hull wasn't just filling minutes, she was redefining them. White talked about Hull's growth in the offseason, particularly through her play in the unrivaled 3-on-3 league. That experience, plus intense training camp reps, gave her the confidence to take over when it mattered most. And it wasn't just offense. Hull created chaos on the defensive end too, pressuring the ball, forcing turnovers, and setting up easy transition buckets. She changed the tempo of the game. By the time the final buzzer sounded on Indiana's 81-76 win over Atlanta, Hull had earned her stripes. Not just as a role player, but as someone the team can lean on in crunch time. So what did we learn from the Fever's perfect preseason? First, this team is deep. Even when key players like Clark are at risk, others step up. Second, the chemistry is real. Players like Hull are thriving in their roles, thanks to a competitive, high-rep environment that pushes everyone to get better. And finally, the Fever aren't just here to compete. They're here to make noise. If this is just the preseason, imagine what's coming when the games start to count. Fever fans, buckle up. This team's got weapons. This team's got grit, and they're just getting started.